Cork, Cork City, Cork County, was a county of rebels. And we need our rebels. We need them more than ever now. In this day and age, considering what's been going on for the last couple of years in this country. I'm here today, and I don't want to be here. And everybody else who's standing in front of me, I'm sure you don't want to be here as well, but we know we have to be here. What's happening to this country is nothing short of treason and treachery. Look beside you there, you'll see a foreign flag. You look beside here, we cover them up. That other foreign flag, that flag has got nothing to do with the gay and the lesbian rights that everybody claims it is. That's a globalist takeover flag that you're looking at there. Underneath a government sign. So that's a symbol of what they're doing to you folks, the gaslighting and the brainwashing. The Ukraine war and our crisis here with our properties, accommodation, homeless people, 10,500 homeless people in Ireland at an all-time high. It's a very simple fact, guys. The reason for this is excess demand. You cannot house people when you're bringing in the rest of the world into this country. It's impossible. We have fanatical politicians who are going out there telling us, playing on our emotions. That's all they do. They know exactly what they're doing. It's well planned, it's well orchestrated. They will play on your emotions to make you feel guilty for not looking after the rest of the world. They are not our responsibility. Everybody sympathises with what goes on in war-torn countries. Nobody said they weren't buying oil off Saudi Arabia when they were bombing Yemen for the last 10 years. Nobody. But because of some war, which I'm no expert on what's going on in Russia or Ukraine, I know if you do a small bit of research, you can find out that there's problems been going on there for years. In 2014, Ukraine were bombing Donbass, innocent civilians. So as far as I'm concerned, one is as bad as the other. But we're made to feel by our toxic media, the media who believe that we have to believe everything they say. And if we don't, we're racist, we're fascists, we're Nazis. This is what people have to stop listening to. They have to stop believing in this. So when I say to people, when I see footage of what goes on in these wars, these poor young men on both sides who are being liquidized by bombs. Here we go, folks. Here we go.
Stop!
So these young men, folks, we are the people of Ireland that believe in peace. We want peace in this country. Then soon one day you'll be gone out of this country. You're nothing but traitors, you people.
Yes! Hey!
Out and out traitors. Now, as I was saying in Ukraine, it saddens me to see, I have 3 sons, it saddens me to see these poor men giving their lives for what they believe is freedom. The poor guys in Ukraine who are fighting don't realise, what are you fighting for? You're fighting for these globalist flags. You're fighting for indoctrination of primary school children about homosexual sex. They're fighting for lockdowns. They're fighting for tyranny. That's what they're fighting for. If I had my way, they'd be made negotiate a peace in them 2 countries and get on with it and stay independent and keep NATO and the EU out of their countries. And again, we all need to realise the housing crisis we have. There's parents there with students that couldn't get college places. They can't send them to college because they can't. Some students are living in tents in UCD. We have secondary schools who have been turned into refugee camps in Ireland. Living unvetted migrants, men, women and children coming from strange countries, living above secondary school classrooms. All mingling with it. This is what stuff you cannot make up, folks. So all I'd say to you people is, do your own research. Look up these things yourself. Don't trust the media. And it is not so long ago, folks. 100 years ago, these streets around you here were bombed to smithereens by tyrants. And all I can say to you is, we have the same kind of tyranny going on here. The difference is, it's the psychological tyranny that we're under. And we need to stop listening to media, to government, to our institutions who've all been taken over by this toxic ideology. The so-called flag. What it is a brainwashing exercise. Gay people and lesbian people are fine. It's the people that they've been hijacked by this ideology, this globalist ideology. So guys, remember the people who died. I'm here because of my children first and foremost. It's about them and what we're going to leave for those children, and what they're going to inherit in the future. And I'm also here because there's blood on these streets. There's martyrs who died for this country, and they would be ashamed and rolling in their graves to see what's happened to Ireland.
One,